Welcome back to the late night show of Asshole McGee's. My name is Chandler Blanchard, and today our guests are Jason Byrne, Ethan Wells, and including me from NameLess. Yeah! Sit the fuck down! Hi, so today because they're having the next EP drop very soon in May of, what was it again?
May 20th.
20th, look out. So,
Years later.
because the EP is dropping, I want to ask some of you questions that you can say fans or I have asked them, that I'm going to ask them. I have 8 questions, and let's just start off with a simple fact that, Ethan, what gives you the fucking right to steal Johan's thing?
I did not steal it. It was a accident.
Uh-huh.
Coincidence.
Actually, that it just fit with the part, and what I did was go with the guitar that was playing, and then I just played that and created atmosphere.
So, right here you're saying you're being a bitch.
That was another question you had listed down.
Okay, so
second question.
the first question that I'm going to ask them is, what was your first thoughts going into the third EP? So mostly like ideas. Did you have something in mind that you wanted to make that we haven't made yet?
So when I had when we were going into the third EP, like right when we dropped EP2 and everything, EP3 just it had to top.
It did have top, okay.
You know, EP2, we already topped ourselves. We already felt like we maxed out, but then EP3, we're like, all right, we're going to go even further with this. Like, we're going to just push our limits, make the greatest songs that we can, just like what we did with EP2. But EP3, you know, I thought we need to go into this with a little bit more like preparation, a little bit more time, because EP2, you know, we took our time with that a little. And we saw what that came out with, like the production was a lot better.
A lot more better, yes.
A lot more better than EP1. And then EP2, you know, very good. And EP3, we're like, let's see what else we can do. Let's see how much clearer, how much other stuff we can put into it to make it sound a lot more, what's the word? A lot more official.
Much more official.
Much more like present, I guess.
So that kind of leads me back into the next question. That for the viewers that do watch us or fans of the band, what can they expect for the upcoming drop of the Misleading EP III?
What I think the fans are gonna get out of it is that we're always growing in sound, and ideas, and all this stuff, and that's kind of the impression I want to make, is that, hey, like what Jason was saying, our production is going to try and get better, our sound is trying to get more clearer, and that's kind of what I've always wanted to do, is always try and build off of, you know, different ideas, and always trying to build better production and everything, and that's going forward what, you know, our sound is going to be, and it's going to be always growing like that. But sound-wise, in EP3, it's going to be very experimental, I would say. Very
So there's a
diverse.
lot more different diverses that we are doing that they can expect, like Do You Love Me is a different type of song that we get into, and is it a hip-hop beat, technically, how we started?
We wanted to add like a lot more like
Funk?
no, like we wanted to add a lot more like um, I guess you could say genres.
Genres,
Like we wanted
yeah.
to, like, I mean, since day one, that's kind of what we want to do. We wanted
Yeah.
to like merge hip hop, metal, rap, rock, you know, alternative, like,
Mhm.
everything. We wanted to be everything,
Yeah.
and that's what the word "nameless" came from. You know?
There is some life. Yes.
Yeah. And
The best thing that you can call it is just experimental.
Experimental. So mostly,
progressive,
just there's a lot more
alternative.
differences in this drop than any of them that really we have done. That's what they can expect.
Yeah.
So that kind of leads me back to the idea of production-wise. What was the going into the production in the new songs? How was the song engineer mixing-wise and overall? What did you mostly do from this EP than the other ones that you have not done?
So what I did was I really focused on the details,
Details.
a lot more. I think, it actually came from the idea of Kobe Bryant. No. He had a thing called attention to detail, and what it was how to analyze certain basketball moves, what they do, how they do it, all like the little steps that create a big outcome. And that's kind of what I actually had in mind when I was doing it. Like, no joke. Literally, my mindset, my mind works in weird ways, but that is actually my idea. That's what I kind of aim for, is very attention to details, experimenting with different sounds, how to, like, trying to find a good guitar tone, a good vocal tone, drums, how to level it, all this other stuff, and playing it on different speakers, headphones, whatever.
And do you think from the first two EPs from this one, do you think we've done a lot more better with leveling and how where you want to go into the vocals and how we want to do the drums and the tone as you were just saying? Do you think in this third EP with the engineering and the mixing, do you think it's a lot more better than two?
I would say with EP3, take everything we did with EP2, put it up
Back
10 levels. That is
10 levels. Okay.
That's everything EP3 is. Take everything we did with EP2, boom. EP3 is going to be just everything better.
So
Yeah.
that kind of leads me kind of to the next question was, what was exciting making the new EP? Like, what was really fun of going into this next one?
For me, I think the most fun part was finding my voice a lot better. The difference between EP2 and EP3 with me is taking a lot more care of my voice,
Mm-hmm.
warming up before every practice more,
Oh yeah.
and thank you to Ethan and his friend
Shout out Rachel Hutchinson.
Rachel Hutchinson. Great job. My vocal coach.
Yep.
Really?
Yep.
In a
Oh,
way.
okay.
In a way. I haven't talked to her in like months, but we she helped me a lot, reminding me like of a lot of warm ups and things I could do to improve my singing, my warm ups, my techniques, everything. And that shows a lot on this 30p here, and I'm very proud of it. And with Ethan,
Ethan.
like the new technology we have.
The new technology. Can you remind me what's new technology?
The World Wide Web.
No, Ethan got pedals and
Pedals.
I mean, like, Ethan got cool stuff. He got a whammy pedal.
Yeah, the whammy pedal is the invention of all time.
And you hear that first thing in Do You Love Me? Like,
Oh yes. Oh yes.
Yep. You hear.
I feel like Do You Love Me will be a well-known favorite. I think it's our favorite,
Yeah.
but I'm hoping there's people going into this next one where they do have much more of a, I wouldn't say I can't say the word right.
Appreciation.
on the songs that we have done, because I do know I probably am gonna predict this. There's gonna still be leveling problems still in going into it, but I feel like from song wise, you listen to the songs that we have made, I feel like you can see a very much more balance on what we have done on every song.
And I agree with that.
To the guitar parts, to the drums, to the vocals, to the lyrics, I feel like it's a lot more, I would say, smoother of a process going into this EP than I think the last one, how I feel.
Yeah, and another thing, going back to like the layering or the production, is a big thing with the production is we also really wanted to focus on the layering aspect to create a bigger sound and in a way even more like harmonizing with other melodies and some songs, and I think that's another thing that we also got really good at.
Harmonies, melodies, layering, everything. Like
Okay.
we're learning so much, and like you said, yeah, there's gonna be like
some more issues still that we
problems
still need
there,
to fix.
but like you gotta still think like we're still in the beginning of our like
era
career here. You know,
career,
we don't really have a career yet, but I mean, we're trying our best with what we got.
Yes.
That's really what we can say.
And like to go off of that, I also think that you know, we're always learning. You know, there's so many different things with music that like you might not even hear of, but really help your sound. And I know me and Jason definitely found that out with you know, preamps and what that can do, and you know, like sounds like EQing, that's big as well, and just like working on like finding, like it also goes back to finding your tone and finding your sound that you're aiming for.
Yeah.
And it's just like you don't know about all these things, but it really does help with what you really want.
Yeah, with this EP, you know, like we've found so
much on
like
what we can
new
do.
things that we want to get in the future.
Oh yes.
Like when we first started this band, amp, guitar, microphone.
Yes, seriously.
That's literally what it was.
And now that we have a acoustic, electric guitar, a bass, a editing software that we do still use, a PA system, more cymbals, strings. Like we have like so many things now that we can somewhat have much more of a, I wouldn't use the word challenge, but I think that's a much more of an opportunity when we do get more equipment and have like a budget of, hey, you can use this. Like we have microphones now, we have a great amp, and I feel like some people could say you don't need money to be a great band, but I think for sounding wise, you kind of do.
Oh yeah, no, definitely.
You can't use a guitar from like the 1950s and use, yeah.
Well, you can if you. It also goes back to like equipment and stuff like that, but what it really is like really dialing in. It's more so dialing in than it is like having, you know, a lot of equipment. But you know, we're working hard for that, obviously. And,
yes.
You know, we want to get all that stuff because we do want to dial in on the right things.
Yeah, we're still kind of like in the infancy of like all this right now because like we're gonna look back on this 20 years from now and be like, we don't know what we're talking about.
What the fuck?
Yeah, no, like even this interview, it's like I'm probably speaking out of my, you know,
ass.
Yeah, but it's like, you know, it's really just trying to find the right equipment, more so having a lot of equipment. You know, it's more so of the quality that you're getting, and you know, whatever it may be, and using that to dial in on what you really want in the future.
Just imagine Papa Roach when they first started, how they were recording their own songs. Like, I technically have seen that video that I'm talking about, and they had like, you know, like this old-fashioned style to record, you know, e-music. Now we have technology, and it's like, fuck that thing.
Yeah, all of our EP's been recorded on.
I feel like the
computer.
only one that is a little bit where we have on the fence, where we kind of like and kind of dislike at times, is the first EP. And that's because there's a lot of things that we wanted to do, but it didn't really work out greatly.
Yeah.
There's a few songs, I think, on that
There's
track
a lot of
that are
stuff
great.
on both every EP that we well the 2 EPs that we've done
Yes.
that we listened to. We were like, oh, that would have
That
great.
could have been better.
That could have been
This could have
better.
been done this.
Yeah.
But I think for the last question of this video, what was the most difficult process with the making of the new music? Like, so what was much more tricky that we did get involved with these new songs? I know a little bit of was tempo, some of timing.
Oh my God,
I do know also that we wanted to stick to our parts that we wrote
yeah.
to. So, like, what was much more, in your own opinion, was the most difficulty going into that new songs? Was it timing? Was it just getting the structure down?
Bro asked the question and answered the question. I mean, like.
Hey, I'm part of this band as well. So,
Exactly. So, thank you, Chandler Drummer, for answering the question. Yeah, I mean, like, yeah, you hit the nail right on the head right there. You know, everything. I mean, it's pretty difficult with making an EP if you think about it, because like you want to make the best sound that you can. You want to make a good recorded version. You want to make a good live version, and like it's always going to be different. You know, with, with the recording and the live, it's always going to be different because we want to like rock out, extend that breakdown. You know, but like timing, yes, like we want to be on the same wave with each song that we're working on, and
I do think we're pretty good on timing for almost a lot of the songs. Like, we know when we should stop, come in, pause, and like there's times also where I do tap in Ethan and I that do come in, and I feel like in the songs that we do have, I feel like it's much more towards that where we do know a lot more better on, hey, we've practiced this song so many times, we know when to stop, we know the timing on where you come in, where we stop, where we come back in both times. So I do feel like in this next EP drop, there is a lot more better timing, as that I know there was one song last time that was not good with timing, I think it was Through Your Eyes.
Maybe.
It was a few parts where I came in a little bit weirdly, or it wasn't synced well.
And a lot of that is the recording process, and the recording process can be very difficult, especially since it's not like we have like real set audio to play with as well, because it's going to record with delay.
Yeah.
And that's another thing that is really an issue, and it's always going to be difficult. And a lot of it is, again, going back to learning. It's all learning about what we can do to fix it, and going forward and how to figure it out.
So before this video kind of ends, do you have anything else that you want to say about the EP, about any of the songs, what to expect? Again, like just much more focusing on what you want to say towards the end of the video.
it goes hard.
It goes hard, yeah. It goes hard.
Certified bop.
There will be probably one song on this drop that we will never play live.
Never.
Sadly.
Definitely never.
His words, not mine.
You'll know what it is. You'll understand.
He says you will understand. But I hope you guys actually enjoyed this interview with NameLess, including myself. If you do guys have any other ideas for a video you want to talk about behind the songs again, we could possibly do that. But if you guys do enjoy, please like this video, subscribe to our channel, and hit the bell to get any of our notifications when we do post a brand new video. And I hope you guys enjoy these questions. Stop interrupting me! I hope you enjoy this video, and please guys enjoy this video. Bye.